and thank you for joining us right here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Ayo Oluga from the Communications Department of the Nigeria Football Federation, and it is the 77th Annual General Assembly of the Nigeria Football Federation, which was supposed to hold 17 December 2021, but due to legal issues, eventually it is going to be held here in Lagos, the best Western day of football in Nigeria. The who is who, FA chairman, former players, you talk about the journalists, of course, you talk about people who are very much in charge of football running in Nigeria. The leagues are also here. Well, we'll give you more details because we have the CEO of the Nigeria Football Federation, a man that is well schooled when it comes to the administration of Nigerian football and knows it better. Of course, the one and only Secretary General, or General Secretary rather, of the Nigeria Football Federation. He's also highly revered in the continent because he's one of those that leads African football when you talk about General Secretary across the continent. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Mohamed Sanusi join us right here. Doctor, it's a pleasure to have you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Doctor, a lot of people are expecting so much. This Congress is supposed to have held, in December, the 77th Annual General Assembly. But this time around, of course, it is holding now. Tell us about what we expect the agenda.
Well, it's an annual General Assembly, and of course, you know that the agenda for annual General Assembly is already enshrined in the statute of the Nigeria football. We are going to follow very religiously to make sure that we didn't miss the control. And I can assure you that we have all the people that are supposed to be in attendance, all the Congress members are here, and the board members too. We have a issue that has to do with composition of the members of the electoral committee in the next election that we share in new experiment of the Nigeria Football Federation, among other very important items to be discussed by the Congress.
Before you go, I know you're busy because we're supposed to start. Any information that you have to pass to the public, because a lot of people are misunderstanding it's going to be it's not an electoral congress yet, but a lot of people need to know. Maybe some things you need to throw to the right in the public.
I have already said so. It is an annual General Assembly where members of the electoral and the appeals committee will be elected. They are the ones that will sit down and come up with a roadmap for the elections that will take place official and new members. So it is not an elective congress, but an annual General Assembly that will elect members who conduct elections.
All right, sir. I wish you a fruitful election.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. He's a very, very busy man, the NFF General Secretary, and we quickly had to get his thoughts there and of course to give us a brief about what to expect in this particular Congress. He has said, and I quote, that it is not an elected Congress. We do expect out there that you get to know who is now going to lead Nigeria football. But it is an annual General Assembly that's supposed to have held last year to wrap up the last season, and of course to elect members of the Electoral and Appeals Committee, the two bodies that will be very, very critical to the next election of the Nigeria Football Federation. We'll be bringing more personalities to come join us right here. A lot of them will come tell us what they think. I have with me let me quickly come along the president of the. We also will have a lot more people join us right here. I have with me Coach Ladan Isaboso, not as a coach here, he's as a Congress member. He's the president of the Coaches Association of Nigeria, so it's not a vote. But we're not talking about voting right now, we're talking about the Nigeria Assembly. How happy are you that this is eventually coming to fruition after the fact that the court injunction stopped from holding this?
That's a good one for here today, and follows the difference from the opinion. In the first place, no matter what the delay to which committed to be, we should not put the blame on anything. The blame should go to those that are going to no matter what happened today, it's a setback as has happened before. But I'm happy today that we are coming with
Do you expect that it's going to be a tense session? Is it going to be tense, or do you expect to have discussions as far as Nigeria moving Nigerian football forward is concerned?
That is supposed to be the issue of intense. This is whatever whatever comes out of it is an expected change. There's only one you can get comes out. Some people will roll against us. So the highest, those that it's all about number. So if the number here says yes and the number here says no, we want to one. The highest says this is what we want.
All right, we expect something remarkable at the end of the session.
But the special guest looking at hope.
Moving Nigeria forward. Thank you so much, Coach. Of course, Coach Isan Adam Boso, the head coach of the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, won the on the 20 Nations Cup some months ago, and he's a member of Congress of the Nigeria Football Federation, and he's actually shared his thoughts right here on NFF TV. And of course, we expect a lot to be talked about. I'll be getting more personalities come here, come talk about what they expect in this session. But I'll be back after the short break. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to NFF TV right here on our channels on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, it's still about the 77th Annual General Assembly of the Nigeria Football Federation. I have with me Honorable Nasiru, who is the chairman of Sokoto Football Association as a high-ranking member of the Congress of the Nigeria Football Federation. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
The pleasure is mine. And as a sort of operation, if you are referring to me as a full member, by virtue of being a member of the Congress, you are right. But I am Madam Mohammed Nasir said actually.
All right, it's a very humble man at that. Okay, sir, it's the Annual General Assembly of the NFF. You, like I said, is one of the high-ranking members of the Congress. A lot is expected. This should have been done last year. But first off, what are your thoughts leading to this?
Yeah, as you said, the ADA was actually meant for 2021, even up for the conduct of that in December last year, would have been at a different. And what made this AGA relatively important and complex is the need for us also to realize that we are approaching our election season. And it's expected that this same AGA will also provide a for us, and I think that is what makes it extremely.
Yeah, a lot of people, of course, out there in the media, social media, a lot of people are expecting the elections of the NFF about new leadership for the Nigeria Football Federation. But as I actually introduced you as a custodian of the Congress, somebody who's been around, what are the processes that needs to be followed leading to having an elected Congress?
There are lots of processes, and the most important is that whatever we're going to do will actually be anchored on our statutes and the electoral code of the NFF as kind of approved in 2007. And I'm sure the Congress members are smart enough, and the executive committee members are also, kind of smart enough. There are provisions, and we found ourselves in a situation ultimately where some of these provisions may necessarily have to either be amended, you understand, or suspended to be able to do, kind of certain things. Yeah, I don't want to preempt, kind of the outcome of the Congress, because you never know, when you have 44, kind of Congress members, let me see, represented by 88, kind of individuals. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody will agree. But the most important thing is to find a common ground that will serve as a basis for moving Nigerian football forward. That is the ultimate. So that NFF, kind of bear the teams they superintend, will be able to bring joy and happiness to the, kind of homes of Nigerians.
The good thing is the Congress is got the supreme power. So you expect that at the end of the day we can agree.
Yeah, that is it. That's what I'm saying. You see, forget about what is flying in social media or in mainstream media. Whatever, kind of the Congress will do will be anchored on those two documents. The Congress, as you know, is the legislative arm, kind of the, kind of NFF. And the reality is they have the power to tweak things, to change things for the benefit of the game, for the good of the game, and for the good of the country. And there are very, very responsible and highly placed people in Congress. When people talk about Nigerian Football Congress, it's like they are talking about area boys or whatever. When you see it on social media, there are people with lots of integrity and transparency. And there are people that actually will not want, kind of their own reputations to be tarnished. And what is first and foremost is this country. You understand? And the team use that, kind of want to use the same structures to fly their trades out there and better their lives and better their lives of their families.
Thank you so much. We wish you all a very wonderful deliberation.
Thank you very much.
All right, and of course, Sokoto FA Chairman, high-ranking member of a Congress, who has just shared his thoughts with us, Honorable Mohammed Nasir Seidu, and he's said a lot, of course, right here. Definitely, we have a very known face when you talk about club football in Nigeria, when you talk about African football, when you talk about the national team, when you talk about producing fantastic talents who have shone like million stars on the continent, beyond the continent, and of course in Aba, the home ground of two-time champions, of course, of Africa, Enyimba. The chairman of Enyimba Football Club is also the vice chairman of the technical department of technical committee, technical and development committee of the Nigeria Football Federation. He is a member of the Nigeria Football Federation Executive Committee, High Chief Felix Ayasiago. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thanks for having me, always.
Well, High Chief, it's another Congress time. First, we should have had this 8 months ago. But court and all that. How did you feel about the fact that it was stalled by people who also are football people, but they were disgruntled?
I feel so sad. Is for all of us. There are also the executive committee members of the federation. Is quite disappointing at this time and modern period that football family in Nigeria should not be able to get united. It's quite unfortunate that a group of people are so disgruntled to the level of trying to stop the progress of football in Nigeria. It's so saddening, and that has really drawn us very backward. It has really affected the programs of the federation and also the progress of football in Nigeria. And people will not understand the damage that has been done. It's quite enormous.
Well, your board has served for 4 years, going by this Congress now. Of course, the second term for you guys. You've been around for over 3 terms of 4, if I'm not mistaken. What will be your score? What can you score this board this last 4 years?
For all sense of purpose, the board has really, under the circumstance, more especially the president. They have really done fantastically well. There has been a lot of development. He has brought in so much insight, awareness to what has elevated Nigerian football. People will not understand. Probably they will be looking at the point of maybe Super Eagles not qualifying to World Cup, which actually, which is a very big disappointment. We are all saddened about it, but the progress already done, is not something that can be quantified. So we've made a lot of progress. There has been a lot of development programs. There are so much. If we have time, there are too many things to enumerate. So I believe that the board has really done very well.
You believe also, before you go, sir, that fruitful deliberations in an organized way, matured way, because you guys are top guys. Apart from what you do for football, you are also business people, career people. You believe that will come out with the best for Nigerian football after this deliberation?
I believe so. I believe a lot of people probably had thought that coming here today you see a lot of fracas, but you can see how peaceful the venue has been. So if the venue is this peaceful, it means that most of the things that we are going to do today will be very peaceful.
Thank you so much, Chief Felix Anyansi-Agu. Wish you a fruitful deliberation. Thank you so much. Of course, Chief Felix Anyansi-Agu, of course, he's been with the board of the Nigeria Football Federation, if not 3 or 4 times. And of course, he's helped a lot when it comes to developing Nigerian football, contributed his own quota, to the development of Nigerian football. I will be back. Very soon you'll be getting ambience, from the main event, which is set to kick off in some minutes. And of course, we'll have the normal opening ceremony. We'll have what we need to do before the main business of the day starts, when only members of the Congress will be here, to follow through why they are here. I remain Ayo Olubidapo from the Communications Department of the Nigeria Football Federation, and I'll see you again very soon.
The NFF Executive Committee, the members of the Congress, observers from far and near, members of the NFF management and staff, and of course, the members of the media, the fourth estate of the realm. I start by introducing the members of the executive board. The president of the Nigeria Football Federation and a member of the FIFA Council, Mr. Amaju Melvin Pini. Please, let's put our hands together. The first vice president of the NFF is here with us, Barrister Seyi Akinwumi. The second vice president, Malam Shehu Diko, is also here with us. Please, let's put our hands together for the chairman of chairmen, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Guso. We also have with us Chief Felix Ayansiago, Alhaji Sharif Rabiu Inua, Alhaji Babagana Kali, Honorable Suleiman Yaya Kwande, Alhaji Yusuf Ahmed Fresh, Alhaji Ganiyu Majekodumi, Miss Aisha Falode, and of course Alhaji Mohammed Alkali. I am happy to let you know that we have with us this wonderful morning a representative of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Mr. Olumide Stephen Bamiduro. He's a special assistant to the Honorable Minister. And of course, we have the General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi. We will go ahead and take the welcome address of the NFF President and the FIFA Council member. We should have started with it. The national anthem, please. Thank you very much. The NFF President has permitted me to recognize a couple more persons. We have with us here former board members of the Nigeria Football Federation who are seated as chairmen of their respective state football associations. We have with us Chief Mazi Amanzi Uchegulam, is the chairman of the Imo State Football Association. Alhaji Abubakar Chika Ladan is the chairman of the Kebbi State Football Association. Barrister Chris Green is the chairman of the River State Football Association. And Otuba Sunday Dele Ajayi is the chairman of the Ondo State Football Association. We have with us here also privileged to have legends of the Nigerian game who are here with us. Let's put our hands together for Davidson Owumi. Davidson Owumi is the CEO of the league. Mr. Chikelu Iluayosi is the chairman of the Anambra State Football Association. Gabalawa, please stand up to be recognized, is Chief Technical Officer of the NFA, of the NFF, and of course, among the observers here today, we have Mr. Peter Side Ida, who is on my left side here. Thank you, President. Your welcome address. Please let's put our hands together for MON, my very good friend. He has added the EY. Patrick Pascal, Chairman, Bauchi State Football Association. And of course, always consistent, working very hard. FIFA General Coordinator, Nasiru Jibril. Thank you very much.
The first Vice President. Okay, like we do in CAF, everybody should please pray according to your faith in the next 1 minute, according to your faith. Please, just close your eyes and pray according to your faith. In 1 minute, please. Pray according to your faith. Thank you very much. The first Vice President, the second Vice President, the Chairman or Chairman, representative of the Honorable Minister, members of the Executive Committee, my very creative and dynamic General Secretary, very loyal, members of the NFF management here present, my esteemed members of the Congress, the chairman of the various state associations, and other members of the Congress, are the legends of our game that are here present. We're always very proud to see you guys around us. Members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy, finally, after about 9 months, we're able to sit here and stand here to have this annual General Assembly. A lot of things have gone through the bridge, a lot of water has gone through the bridge, some dirty, some clean. But today, football ultimately will be the winner by the special grace of God. I want to thank you for all what you have done for us in the last 4 years, last 8 years. I'll say it and I'll keep saying it because ultimately this is going to be my penultimate annual General Assembly. I want to believe I've served you guys, I've served the Congress and members of the Executive Committee very, very well. In the last 8 years, when one of my mentors, Aminu Megeri, handed over the Congress to me, he handed one indivisible unit. And if I'm going to hand the Congress over to whoever is going to be president, I want to hand over to the Congress as one indivisible unit. That's why a lot of things going on last night to this morning, we had to bend. We had to agree and disagree on so many issues. But ultimately, because of the fact that where people believe that we will not be one, we end up being more than one. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into very tough times. We are going to very trying times. But I expect us to know that football is key and king in Nigeria and beyond. Football is a game that is loved. And there are so many things that we need to know and start knowing from today. By God's grace, I've done my part. In everything, there's a season. And the season to take a bow for me is now. And I've decided long ago not to be your president as from the next election. And I for clap for me now. But I still remain the boss. And I believe all of you know that. Proudly. I still remain an integral part of you, and I will always be part of you. I'm supposed to be giving this speech on the day of our... But recent events have come to have so much divided us with so much extremism. But we are here to mend fences. We are here to be our brother's keeper. And we are here to also know that this life that we are living does not belong to us. It belongs to God Almighty. So we do not arrogate that strength and power to ourselves. When people think of Pinnick, Pinnick has been your president that has been so badly battered. But guess what? Because I serve the living God, I am always conscious of the fact that if you are not on top, you cannot be a topic. If you are not on top, you cannot be a topic. So I take solace in that. But I want to also thank and pay glowing tribute to members of my executive committees, ipso facto, the Congress. Because whatever I am today, I've always demonstrated that it's because of you. It's because of you, the Congress, and I've never failed to mention that. Are members of my executive committee. When I hear people say, when I come out to say that we are on 80% self-funding, and I hear the contrary, I laugh because they don't even know 1/10 or 1/100 of what we go through. But there's a modicum that says information order is not everything that you see. You must protect the institutions that you serve under. You must also protect the government of the day. What we have done as a federation, the sacrifices we have gone through, from the last 8 years, especially the beginning of this year till date. At the end of the day, if you are able to see 1/10 of it, you will know that we have done so well. It's tight, it's tough, but in the next few weeks, leading to my final exit, I've taken it upon myself to see that we ensure that some of our very prime sponsors whose contracts are expiring, who will look at the excuse of wanting to leave because of the economic situation, we'll do our best. I'll work with the team from the executive committee in ensuring that they stay, because I know what will come if they do not. So we are going to be doing that within the next few weeks in ensuring that all our sponsors. It's been very difficult, from MTN to Premier Lotto to Nike to Iteo to GAC. I can go on and on. It was never like this, but we did our best with your support. I also want to thank you because irrespective of anything, I still get calls from people. I still get calls from you, praying with me, thanking me. And I don't want to listen. As a leader, you will always hear things, you always see things. But what comes to my mind is really to say, if you feel offended, just permit me and take it to your heart, and I will say, I'm sorry. That is this. It doesn't take anything away from you. Because some of the bitterness I saw in the last few days, I cannot even comprehend it. But thank God, you have sent me to a higher pedestal in life. And I keep saying it. It was a very difficult task getting to the FIFA Council. But one man that is here today that has been playing a very key role from last night till today, he was the only one that came and supported me. On behalf of the Congress, I want to believe. I'll keep paying homage to him. Kofi Aminu, Balele, we call Balele, please stand up. It's not politics. If you are running an election, you travel to 33 countries, all by charter. You do a lot. It's usually and a very expensive venture. So I want to thank you. And when you were doing what you did, you said you were doing it on behalf of the Congress. So I want to thank you, and I'll keep thanking you. I want to thank members of my ESCO. My first vice president, he headed a team among my think tank in ensuring that we did what we did. I want to thank everybody. This is the beginning, and trust me, let us, whatever we're going to discuss here today, let us put God first, objectivity second, scientificism third, and the love of this country, very importantly. I'm not here to preach hate. I'm not here to preach any form of bickering. I will always be indebted to you. I will always thank you. I will always stand by you. And I'm always very proud to say a mere Google of Nigeria in the FIFA Council, you see Nigerian flag, is what you people made me to achieve. You see the CAF executive flag is what you people made me to achieve. Because beautiful roses, they say, always grow on thorny plants. It is not easy. But please, let us think of our country. Our country is a country with so much talent. When we didn't qualify for the World Cup, I said it and I'll say it again. I was the worst hit because Nigeria cannot take a defeat. It's a good spirit that you always want to win. But you should also know that the word is fair play. So it's not sui generis. It's not limited to only one country winning at every point in time. So moving forward, trust me, I will not be there when you are playing your next World Cup qualifiers. But even if, God forbid, Nigeria does not qualify, but will qualify, don't chase your president away. It's very important. It is football. When I hear people say, oh, this board must go because we did not qualify, have you bothered and paused and take a deep breath to know the strength of what the board did in ensuring that we qualified? But maybe the God of soccer was not on our side on that day. We should look at development, which we have epitomized in the last few weeks, where our under-17 team qualified for the final phase by winning the WAFU. If you win WAFU, you are as good as qualified, because in WAFU, in CAF, it is the most respected geopolitical zone. Under 17, the same thing. As we speak, our girls, they camped in Colombia for a while. They did everything. They defeated 3 superpowers. 3 superpowers: South Korea, France, and last night, Canada. All our women's teams, they have qualified. I want to take a bet with you. Find out if any African country have qualified the way we have qualified in the last any. We are Nigerians. We love ourselves. We want to win. But please, know that winning is just one part of development. The true part of development is to ensure that there is a symbiotic and systematic transition from the junior to the intermediate, and from the intermediate to the senior. And that's what we have done. Chukwueze is our product, your product. Osimhen is our product, your product. These are some of the highest earners in European League. Well respected. They are your products. And I can go on and on. Wasn't that young guy from, the Yoruba guy from Zenith? Amao is your product. I can go on and on. So please, criticize us. It strengthens us. It builds us. It gives us more muscle. We need the muscle to work. But don't vilify us. Because if you vilify us, you are demarketing us and you are demarketing yourself. Because if we don't have money to run football, it will affect you. You cannot have this Congress. Criticize us, even privately. So when I see Congress members go on news to vilify us, to debase us, to malign us, it hurts. Because it's not me. I've lived my life, I've paid my dues. You are demarketing a system that you are an integral part of. Not because of hate. Hate me, don't hate the football. Hate me, don't hate the development. We will always reconcile as brothers. We will always be friends as brothers. But please, with all due respect, love this country. Believe in this country. Nigeria is a colonial coinage from Niger area. It's God that put us together. Let us believe in it. And let us expunge from our mind any form of bitterness, any form of animosity, any form of acrimony. And always, let us look up to God for direction. I will always love you. I will always be there for you. Again, if I've offended anybody, please, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Please, I crave your indulgence to let's put our hands together for him again. It's quite an emotional moment, but we have to go on, and we're close to the end of the opening ceremony, but who has the NFF president to declare the business. Oh, okay, okay. And then after that, we'll, the General Secretary will give the vote of thanks. Okay, the representative of the Honorable Minister. Mr. Stephen Olumide Bamiduro will say one word at this event. Thank you.
The President of the Nigerian Football Federation, other executive board members of NFF, Secretary Generals, relevant stakeholders, let me stand on other existing protocol. I bring greetings and felicitations from the Ministry, Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. I'm here today to represent the Ministry at your 77th Annual General Assembly. Let me say that today's football have assumed a global status of football at the global level. What you are doing today is one of the very important events of any national sporting federation. The General Assembly is to brainstorm, to discuss extensively on how to move that particular sports forward. So what you are doing is not out of place, and I want to congratulate the executive board of the NFF for putting these two together. For the delegates who are here today, I strongly believe that you will discuss on the way forward on how our football can move to the next level. And that is what the nation is looking forward to. On behalf of the ministry, once again, I want to say congratulations to all of you. Thank you, and God bless you. And on this note, I wish to declare the 77th Annual General Assembly of the Nigerian Football Federation open. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The representative of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Sunday Dare, here ably represented by Mr. Stephen Olumide Bamiduro. We call on the General Secretary of the NFF, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, to give the vote of thanks for the opening ceremony.
The President of the Nigeria Football Federation, the representative of the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry for Youth and Sports, my bosses, the board members of the Nigeria Football Federation, and my bosses, members of the Congress. Good morning to you all. Please permit me, on behalf of the board of the Nigeria Football Federation, to express our profound gratitude to the federal government of Nigeria for their support to Nigeria football and the national teams. Equally, to the Federal Ministry for Youth and Sports for their understanding and support. Very importantly, to you members of the Congress who have shown tremendous support and understanding during the periods of turbulence. You have been there for us, and we thank you very sincerely for that. Management and staff of Nigeria Football Federation, you have been very wonderful. I thank you very much for your support. They say behind every successful man there is a woman. And behind every successful administrator there are staff, because you cannot do it alone. As the General Secretary, I'm a clearinghouse. The work is being done by management and the staff of Nigeria Football Federation. Please, I urge you to continue to be above board, and I urge you to continue to be ethical, and I urge you to continue to do what you are supposed to do for us to move Nigeria football forward. The president of Nigeria Football Federation has already said what the Nigeria football was able to achieve, especially after the disappointment of not qualifying for the World Cup, where we geared our attention to youth development, the result of which we saw under 17 girls and boys qualified for their tournaments. The under 20 boys and girls have also qualified. As a matter of fact, he just told you what the under 20 girls have done. Let us please join hands together, all of us, to move Nigeria football forward. I cannot thank enough members of the media. Football without media, the glamour is reduced. You have been there to broadcast and promote the activities of Nigeria football. You criticize us for us to do well. We welcome the objective criticisms, and please we urge you to continue to be objective in discharge of your responsibilities. We cannot thank you enough, but we say thank you, and thank you. Members of the Supporters Club have been very wonderful. We also extend our appreciation to you and to all Nigerians who stay sleepless nights to watch a Nigerian team anytime Nigeria is playing. It's a priceless time that they give to make sure that they support the national team. May God Almighty help us. May God Almighty take everybody back home safely as we came at the end of the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the General Secretary. We will now have a 5-minute break before the business of the day begins. And only the members of the Congress and the members of the Executive Committee will be allowed inside the hall while that session kicks off. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm told that it's for 10 minutes now.
Please, we are just taking 10 minutes break. When we come back, only the delegates will be admitted, and then we'll take roll call before we continue. So thank you very much. Let's go for the break.
5 more minutes, please. 5 more minutes, please. Ordinary General Assembly. So please, only Congress members and also the Secretariat staff should stay. Please, we are requesting observers and the members of the media to please excuse us. Please, members of the media and observers, kindly excuse us. Please. If you know you are not a delegate and you are not an NFF staff assigned responsibility, please kindly excuse us. Please, members of the media, observers, please kindly excuse us. Please, ushers and staff, please tell observers and the members of the media to please kindly excuse us. Members of the media, observers, please excuse us. Please, we are waiting.
All right, yes, definitely. Welcome back to NFF TV right here in Lagos, Nigeria. And it's been a fruitful Congress of the Nigeria Football Federation, the 77th Annual General Assembly. And quickly, we have the President of the Nigeria Football Federation right now, of course, FIFA Council member and CAF Executive Committee member, Mr. Amaju Melvin Pinnick. Mr. Pinnick, what do you think about today's deliberation, sir?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Everything went very, 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 very well. You know, and all issues based and all the issues were exhaustively discussed and accepted and adopted. So, I mean, people thought it was going to be no, you know, because whatever I do, I put God. When I was coming here, I said, God, lead us, give us the grace to have a very fruitful AGA, and by His grace, everything went very smoothly. I'm so happy, I'm so proud.
You give an emotional speech, of course, going by all you've done, of course, sacrifices made. And you also said you put everything into ensuring that we have a successful elective Congress on the 30th of September.
Yeah, the elective Congress will come, and I've told them everybody will be a winner, you know, so it's not a do or die thing, you know. When I wanted to run, I was supposed to be the chairman of the electoral panel committee, but I ended up being the president of NFF. So if it's not your destiny, you will not win. If it's your destiny, that's what God has destined for you. So we should keep being a family. You know, I'm happy. My mentor Megiri handed over to me a very compact and very united Congress. I'm happy I'm going to hand over that Congress to someone else, same united. So thank you very much.
We still definitely will need your experience in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still the boss. Proudly, I'm still the boss. Really, I'm still the boss. I'm a council member. I'm a CAF Executive Committee member. I will not allow Nigerian football. Every of our inadequacy will correct it in this new Executive Committee by God's grace.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you, President of the NFF. Of course, you heard it from him. He's going to be signing off in grand style, of course, come the 30th of September, where we're going to be having the elective Congress. The elections of the Nigeria Football Federation leadership will happen on the 30th of September in Edo State, Nigeria. Of course, also part of what has been deliberated upon at this Congress today was the compilation or the election of the members of the elective committee, yes, the elected committee, those that will form, those that will set everything regarding the election. And of course, the appeals committee, in case there are people who are disgruntled at the end of the elections, the appeals committee will also be there. So we had selections from different regions of Nigeria, 2 each from every region in Nigeria, and they will form members of the elective committee and of course the appeals committee. Of course, we will be having 7 members of the election committee, and also we'll have 5 for the appeals committee, and that will be headed by who they would eventually select at the end of the day. So, well, that's been the deliberation here in Lagos, Nigeria. It's been a fruitful and wonderful time, of course, deliberating about the progress and the future of Nigerian football, and that will be decided on the 30th of September in Edo State, Nigeria. Of course, the election. Joining me also is the chairman of the Nigeria Football Federation. He is a member of the executive committee, that will be still in existence till the 30th of September. Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau. Alhaji, how do you feel about today's deliberation?
Well, thank you very much. I must say we are happy people. After all the turbulence, this AGA is supposed to hold about 8-9 months ago. But we thank God the atmosphere is very conducive, and we have reached an agreement. And by the grace of God, in the next 40 days, we are going to come back in Benin to make sure that we will elect a new executive committee that will run the affairs of football in Nigeria for the next 4 years.
You think that despite the shortness of time, you think we can meet up with form selling and all the screening and everything?
Well, we are going to do everything we can to make sure that at least we advise now the role will go back to the electoral committee. Yes. But we are going to mobilize them immediately for them to ensure that at least they set up a roadmap that will lead us to conduct the election on 30th. So we have to wait for them. But I want to assure you that by next week Monday, we are going to inaugurate the committee, and from that Monday, they will kick the ball rolling to ensure that at least the elected Congress hold on the 30th of September. And by the grace of God, we are going to come back in Benin and have a successful Congress, and then from there we'll move on.
Will it be right to ask if you're going to be throwing your hat in the ring?
Well, we are still waiting, but by the grace of God, we are going to try. We are going to present ourselves based on the experience we have and and everything. And we feel, and the passion we feel we have a lot to offer for Nigerian football. And by the grace of God, if the atmosphere is okay and the Congress people deem it, but to make it very clear, we are going to participate in the election.
Okay, what would be your message to those who love Nigerian football, but they still want to say, well, we're going to court or going to this? How do we move it forward if we keep going to court?
Well, the way we try to manage our situation, normally if you see, we have this kind of turbulence every election year. But thank God today we are here and we'll continue to talk to them. They are our brothers, and this game of football is a game that can accommodate everybody. We are talking with them, and by the grace of God, it will lead us to conduct an election on 30th of September. And then there's not going to be any issue of any court case and what have you. And because, as I have said, the moment we leave this place, everybody is aware of where we are going to. And we will continue to sit down and talk to them to show them that the most important thing is for us to have a new executive committee that will run the affairs of football in Nigeria for the next 4 years.
Thank you so much, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau, of course, chairman of the NFF. And like I said, the takeaway from the Congress today, the formation of the election committee, we can call it elective committee, of course, also the appeals committee. We also will have the election in Edo State, Nigeria on the 30th of September. So there's a roadmap right now. And according to what Alhaji Gusau has said, that the members of the elective committee and, of course, the appeals committee will be inaugurated on Monday, and that means they will be driving the show. It will be who bought the form, who is going to be facing screening, that we'll be talking about from Monday. And of course, I also understand that this board has been given the permission to supervise over the election come the 30th of September, where their tenure will totally come to an end, and a new board will be sworn in to rule and, of course, take charge of Nigerian football. So much have been said. Everybody now heading back. We will be expecting also deliberations that have been agreed upon. And of course, the conclusions will be taken back to the World Football Governing Body, FIFA, in order to accommodate some of the decisions that have been taken, of course, right here at this annual General Assembly, the 77th edition. Well, it's been wonderful. I want to drop the anchor here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I hope that the next time we see, hopefully, by the grace of God and with the Falconets, hopefully, putting a smile on our face and winning the ongoing World Cup in Costa Rica. I hope they do that. I believe in them, and I know that they can. I hope that we'll be, again, alive to see the next Congress, which will be an elective Congress of the Nigeria Football Federation that will bring in new leadership. That will be happening in Edo on the 30th of September. I remain Ayo Olubidakwa, call me AY Sugar, from the Communications Department of the Nigeria Football Federation. Adios. Bye-bye.